The sourdough has risen, not as high as I would like it to rise, but I'm kind of impatient, so I'll show you what I do next with sourdough. It bakes better if you put some cuts through it prior to baking. So I just go through each of the loaves, make some cuts. That helps it not to break up when it bakes in the oven, because it will continue to rise, and if you don't put the cuts in, you get this funny piece that rises above the rest of the loaf of the bread and it has all cracks in it. It's not quite baking the same as when you're doing it with yeast bread. This one rose really good. And I'm not worried that it sinks a bit while I'm cutting, because that will just pop back up again in the oven. These are going to be going in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. Here's a quick shot. I just put them in the oven, lined them up, and what I'm going to do is put a small container underneath them with a bit of water, and that will steam while it's baking. I'll just slide that in underneath the bread, and that will steam, and we'll come back when we hear the timer go off. And they're looking like they're done. They sound hollow, so I'm going to be taking them out of the oven. And the first thing I'm going to do is to brush them with butter. Alright, I seem to have lost my brush for brushing butter on my bread, so I'm borrowing a paintbrush. This is just our fresh butter we made tonight. And I'll coat each of the loaves the same way. Get them brushed really well down. That makes for a nice soft crust. Once we're done brushing them, I'll let them cool down for about 10 minutes before removing them, putting them on the rack to cool. While we're waiting for the bread to cool, I'm going to take a look at our cheese. See, if you look in the bottom of the bowl here, it did collect a little bit of whey. You can see the pepper and the chives. I'll show you how you can just make some nice slices. And you can have that on your fresh bread, or you can crumble it up in salads, basically, however you prefer it. Still incredibly hot. Butter's just melting onto it. Alright. There you have it. Fresh sourdough bread with fresh homemade butter and fresh farmer cheese. This is Tam Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire, thanking you for joining me on this video. Thank you guys so much for your support, for your comments. It's greatly appreciated. And again, if you're in our neighborhood, Don't be a stranger. Come on and drop by. See you soon on another video.